Hey everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Hey, let's take a walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Thanks a bunch for stopping by. Today's beer comes from Coop Ale Works. They're out in Oklahoma. This is their Hive double IPA. This is the 2019 edition. It's actually the January 16th of 2019 edition. And I don't know how often they brew this beer, guys. If they do it once a month, once a year, or whatever, I don't have that information. This is according to what, this comes by the way of Mr. Fudge, and he says here that it is born on date or canned on date is January 16th of 2019, and it's an 8.9%er, and I think that's what's on the can. 8.9%, 100 IPUs. So this particular version is 8.9%. Beer Advocate clumps them all together no matter what year or batch or whatever, and they have it at 9.10%, which is wrong. Incorrect. Wrong. And actually, wrong again. Untapped has the 2019 edition, and they also have it listed at 9.1%. So I don't know how much variation they're getting from batch to batch or year to year or whatever there, but the ABV is wrong on both sites. So evidently they're having a little bit different ABVs from batch to batch, however often they do it. Because this one is 8.9 according to what's on the can. So, not that big a drastic difference. 8.9, 9.1 is just 2 points. I doubt if you could detect the difference. You'd have to be really, really good to be able to detect the difference between an 8.9 and a 9.1%. So, it is what it is. 100 IBUs, big IBUs on this beer. I reviewed this beer almost 3 years ago, June of 2016. So it's almost been 3 years since I've done it, and I was impressed with it then. They didn't date their stuff then, and they are now. So 2 thumbs up to those guys for at least stepping up to the plate and doing that now, as opposed to when I had it the last time, or the first time. Double IPA with orange blossom honey is the description on Untapped. So that is everything we need to talk about. So let's get this thing opened, and it is a printed up can. So they're spending a little bit more money than I think they should, but yeah, I'm not in charge there. And we're going to pour it fairly aggressive unless it starts producing a monster head. It does seem to be well carbonated, so maybe I need to back off on that. And it did have some black heavy sediment at the back end pour there, guys. So we did have some settling going on. Since this was done in January and we're in June. 2 fingers of head on that pour. It is a darker amber, very cloudy, almost to the brown color. So definitely looks like an unfiltered beer to me. Big, looks well carbonated, big head on that pour, and I poured it fairly aggressive. So I mean, you could have poured it a little easier and not had so much head if that's what you so choose to do. To the nose we go. And it's kind of heavy on the maltiness on the nose right now, guys. Not getting a whole lot of hop presence on this one. So the hops on this one has, to me, has kind of faded. Don't know if I'm going to be quite as impressed as I was the first time that I had it, or the last time that I had it. But the malt notes are a little overpowering right now. So this one hasn't sold as quite as well as yesterday's beer, and it was a January beer too. And to me it reminds me of, and I've said this before, the maltiness like a Dogfish 90 has. Not a big hop presence, but a lot of maltiness to it. And that may be what they wanted. I'm not sure. But I'm not getting a whole lot. It may be just a slight hint of some citrusy hops in there, but not much. The malt notes are standing out on my nose more than anything else. So let's give it a whirl. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Mr. Fudge. Alcohol is well hidden for 8.9%, approximately 9%, whether you're a notch below that or a notch above that. It's brewed with honey. It does have a decent sweetness to it, but it also has 100 IBUs. So, and honey is a fermentable sugar. So the yeast is going to eat most of that up during the fermentation. I find it a little maltier than I would like for it to be, but the age of that may have something to do with that. So it is what it is, and and I hate to mealy mouth or downgrade and give a bad or worse grade, is that a word? Than the beer deserves, but I have to drink and grade it on what I have here. I can't give it a worse score or a better score than what I am drinking. And I gave it a really good score last time because I went and looked to see how long it had been since I'd had this beer. And I didn't know how old that beer was, but it may have been fresher than this one because they weren't dating them then. They weren't dating the cans anyway. They may have been dating the carton or the case or something like that. But if it's not on each individual can and you're buying singles, they might as well date the bumper of the truck that delivered it because it's irrelevant. Unless you're buying it case loads at a time and that date's on there, which I don't do. There may be some people that do that, but I don't buy cases of beer at a time. Used to buy Budweiser that way, but I don't buy craft beer that way anymore, guys. But anyway, I think it's a heavier maltiness than what I remember having before. But like I said, the age may have something to do with that. So let me sip on it and see what we end up with. Alright guys, I'm back. A little bit of lacing left on the glass. I think it's a little heavier on the maltiness now that it's January 16th beer here in the 1st of June than what I remember having the last time I had it. So I don't know how much more hoppiness you're going to get on this beer drinking it fresh. I kind of thought it was a little more impressive then than I do now. So with that being said, let's do the final chug on this one. Still heavy maltiness on the nose. Slight hint of some citrusiness in there, but not much else. Not getting very much pine or grapefruit or oranges or tropical fruit notes right now. So, but it is well made for almost a 9%er. Alcohol is very well hidden. I just find it a little maltier, and it's more likely because of the age than anything else. So, still think it's a good beer, and I would buy it here if it had the month, day, and a year on it, not just a month and a day. And this one does have that on it, January 16th of 19. So if I could get it here and I could get it fresh, I would probably buy this beer. And I would make that assessment on drinking a fresh one and seeing how much hop profile a fresh one has. So with this being said, guys, a beer, barely into the A category. And I think it may be a better beer. I think I gave it a 9 last time. But it's an 8 right now, especially as old as this one is. 90 is where I'm going to put it. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 4.19 in their exceptional range, and over to Untapped, they have it at 4.12. Good numbers from those guys. Not outstanding, not world class, not even into the solid A category from either site. So maybe maybe they wanted it to be a little more malty than super hoppy. So with that being said, this one is an 8 to me, guys. So if you've had the Coop Alpha Hive 2019, this is the January edition. I don't know if they've done it since then, but at this stage of the game, well made, but a little heavier on the maltiness than I like. So if you've had the January 16th edition, excuse me here, he's got 116.18 on here. I don't think that's correct because the bottom of the can says 116.19. And then it has 1911, 1618, Goodbye Dolly. Let me grab his sheet one more time. No, he's got the born on date is 11619. So sometimes it's hard to decipher the writing on these cans when they put a bunch of extra numbers at the end of the dating. But he's got 18 on the label, but it is a 11619. That's what he's got, but he's got the time of 11/16/18 on there. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. But anyway, it's a January 16th of 2019 edition. So if you've had that edition, let me know what you think. Till we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.